Richard Easley. The complaint is the Union City Police Department.
Okay, and tell me what happened.
I was on my way home from a friend's house, and first of all, I don't believe that there was any valid reason for me to be pulled over. I was driving in a straight line. I had my seatbelt on. The car was totally legal. I was driving the speed limit. He followed me for about 3 miles, and then he pulled me over and said that he thought I was having a hard time driving in a straight line, which is absolutely not correct.
Okay. Had you had anything to drink?
No, sir.
Okay. And were you driving in a straight line, pretty as much as possible?
Absolutely. My car drives really good. I just had the alignment done and new tires installed, and it drives really good. And I was very confident. I was aware that the police were behind me, and I was making an effort to drive in a straight line, and which really wasn't difficult at all.
Okay. And so the officer pulled you over for without any cause, in your opinion. What did he say to you when he walked up to the car?
Excuse me?
I said, what did the officer tell you when he approached your vehicle? What did he say when he walked up to the window?
He said the reason that he pulled me over was because he said I was having a hard time driving in a straight line. I told him I didn't believe that to be the case.
Okay. And did he issue a citation, or did he search your car? What happened after that?
He took me out of the car, gave me several field sobriety tests, which I, of course, passed, and he said that he recognized me when he asked me for my ID. I, of course, recognized him. He used to be a jailer at the Canadian County Jail where I was incarcerated waiting to go to prison 3 years ago. And I know that he was either fired or forced to resign for abusing inmates physically. I witnessed that myself.
So the same officer that stopped you, had known him from a previous problem at another jail. He was fired from some other facility?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they fired him for excessive force in his previous job?
Yes, sir. If he wasn't fired, he was forced to resign.
Okay. All right. And so tell me more. What else did he do while he had you out there on the road? Did he end up arresting you?
Yes, he did. He first of all made comment that he's surprised that I didn't have any warrants for my arrest, and I needed to explain to him how I, changed my life and got my stuff squared away, and he didn't really. I don't know. He was very. I was as respectful as I could be. I didn't answer all yes sir, no sir.
So you were polite throughout the encounter.
Absolutely.
And you followed his instructions as he gave them to you.
Everyone.
Okay. Well, what reason did he? So he tried sobriety test on you, thinking that you were intoxicated. You hadn't had anything to drink. Was there any odor of alcohol in the car or on your breath at all?
No, sir. And no, sir. There was no empty containers. There was no alcohol whatsoever. I had not had any alcohol. I didn't have any odor of alcohol. He said he made a comment. He said, "Well, why are your eyes so bloodshot?" I said, all I could say to that was I didn't believe that they were.
Okay, and this officer's name is Michael Rosenquist?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what else happened? Did he end up arresting you? And if so, what did he charge you with?
He asked me if I minded if he searched my vehicle. When I said no, he was like, "Oh," he seemed to get really excited. Like he started to turn around and I don't know, talk to somebody about a search warrant or something. And then he stopped and realized that I had actually told him that I didn't mind if he searched the car. Mm-hmm. And at which point he proceeded to search my car and found something which he said he wasn't sure, but he believed it to be marijuana. They got out a test kit and it tested positive, at which point he placed me under arrest for possession of marijuana. He said that if if I would tell him where the rest of it was and where the weed pipe was, or no, he didn't say that. He said if I didn't tell him, that he would make it as difficult on me as possible.
So let me ask you this: I'm reading your complaint form, and you indicated that you had like just seeds in the car. Is that right?
I don't believe there was even seeds. It was some like crumbs, like droppings from.
So it was. Well, let me just back up. So he didn't even have a full like a joint or a bag or anything. He had crumbs that he took off the floor or the car seat.
Sir, he found on my floor mat. He found some crumbs. I have a plastic floor mat.
Couldn't he just issue a citation for that?
Well, he asked me if I had ever been charged with marijuana before, which, of course, I don't know, of course he knew, which I believe that he knew. I told him that, yes, I had. And he said, oh, great, that's a felony then. I'm charging you with a felony. That's a felony. He said it like 4 or 5 times.
Why is it a felony if you've had marijuana before? I don't get that.
I don't either, but I am being charged with a felony. It's actually a possession of controlled dangerous substance is the charge.
And you're talking about marijuana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I don't think this makes a lot of sense in terms of police procedure. I do recognize that. I mean, I have to see what his evidence is to be honest with you. And if it tested positive for marijuana, that still doesn't amount to a felony. So unless you had an extraordinary amount. Let me just back up and ask you a few more questions. You mentioned in the complaint that he was rude and unprofessional, and that he put the handcuffs on you pretty tight and would not let you go to the restroom. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I was locked in a police car for 2 to 3, I believe 3 hours. It was definitely over 2 hours, probably closer to 3.
Okay. And did you ask him to be allowed to use the restroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He told me to hold it, and I did it as long as I could. And when I was on the verge of not being able to, I politely asked more firmly, more insistently, and tried to make him aware of my situation, which he didn't seem to care.
Okay, stay on the line with me. I'm going to call the police department and just get some information, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, their line is busy. I'm going to try them again in a few minutes. I think I have enough information right now to tell you that you do have grounds for a complaint. I'm going to stop the recording here.